Today, we will introduce you to Dr. Bruce Pinkleton, running to be WSU's Dean of the Murrow College of Communication.
And the students running in the ASWSU election.
And we have more information on local weather that may change your mind about traveling home this weekend. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Brooke Wolford.
And I'm Afiq Hisham. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Jesse Maywald joins us outside the studio for an update on winter storm advisories spread out across the region. Some of these storms could affect drivers heading home for the weekend. Jesse, what's it like out there?
Drivers planning on returning home to Western Washington better prepare for possible road closures. Snoqualmie Pass requires an all-wheel drive vehicle with chains for both east and westbound lanes. Drivers can also expect 45 minutes added to their trip from just Ellensburg to North Bend. The snow should continue through the weekend with highs of only 24 degrees.
With all the snowfall affecting I-90, is there any other winter snow warnings for the region?
Great question. The snow also affects cities in East Latah County as the National Weather Service calls for a winter storm watch. Moscow and Potlatch could receive between 6 and 20 inches of snow in the next 24 hours. Pullman is also under a wind advisory from 11 a.m. on Saturday to 10 p.m. at night. Afiq and Brooke, back to you.
WSU's Communication College continues their search for a new dean this week. Brooke Wolford shows us one candidate's plan for how he can take the college to the next level.
Earlier this week, we introduced one of the candidates for Dean of the Edward R. Murrow College of Communication. Yesterday, the other candidate, Interim Dean Bruce Pinkleton, gave a presentation on his vision for the college if selected as dean.
I have some successes to discuss, some things we've done well, some opportunities we want to take advantage of, and then how I see the future of the college.
Pinkleton highlighted key factors he wants to focus on, such as graduate research, intra-campus relations, and the college's perception on the national stage. As the Edward R. Murrow College of Communication continues their search for a new dean, a primary concern for most people is who is going to best preserve the namesake of Edward R. Murrow. Dean Pinkleton emphasized that quality education is a great way to ensure that the college does just that, as well as helping students get their foot in the door.
I particularly like the collaboration across campuses and other programs, and being from the journalism and media production major, I like the fact that he's going to help push us more into that national level, both on the journalism side as well as media production.
Pinkleton felt that as the field of communication changes, the college should keep up with it. Brooke Wolford, Murrow News 8.
The future leaders of ASWSU are campaigning as we speak. Alex Scully will provide us the goals of the candidates' campaigns.
In 3 weeks, ASWSU Senators Harold Hillseth and Savannah Rogers will face off in an election for ASWSU President. Hillseth's running mate is Devin Holsey, and Rogers is running with Tyler Parcham. If elected, Hillseth says he wants to stand out from the pack by bringing students together by accepting their differences.
While we do want people to realize the similarities, the reason we also want to respect those distinct differences is because that's a huge pride point for a lot of people. I know for myself, I identify as a few communities on campus, but I also want to be able to help.
Student conduct records confirmed hazing activities at the Ada chapter of Alpha Kappa Lambda, including drinking games, which led to the hospitalization of one pledge. Fraternity members say they don't believe they hazed pledges and called the games bonding activities. WSU shut down the AKL house in December following 4 hazing incidents between August and October. Singer-songwriter Corey Harper is performing a free concert this evening in Jackson Hall at WSU, hosted by KUGR. While you may not recognize Harper's name, he toured with big-name acts including Justin Bieber and Niall Horan. Doors are open at 7:30, and only 65 students will be let in the door for the up-close and personal concert.
Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington and Northern Idaho partnered with other branches of the organization to collectively file a federal lawsuit against the Trump-Pence administration. The administration cut the teen pregnancy prevention program. The program strived to educate teens on sexual health and sexually transmitted infection prevention. Planned Parenthood projects the cut in funds will affect 8,000 Spokane teens. When we come back, we'll give you new information on a deadly high school shooting and what action President Trump plans to take. Stay tuned. Yeah.
The great outside.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny.
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Never.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Public schools in Spokane are examining their own security in light of the most recent school shooting in Florida. Director of Campus Safety Mark Sturck says the district is constantly reviewing procedures with every incident to see if changes are needed locally. He recommends connecting with students to best improve safety, as it helps them feel comfortable coming forward to teachers.
In the wake of the horrific school shooting, President Trump will be visiting Florida later today to meet with the families and local officials. President Trump said these are the bravest people on earth and tweeted he will be working with Congress on many fronts. He has not proposed any specific policies yet. President Trump is now promising he will tackle the difficult issue of mental health, but has avoided mentioning anything on gun laws. This is the nation's most deadly school shooting since Sandy Hook Elementary School in 2012. President Trump pledged he will work to improve school safety, saying we must make a difference now.
Many lives were lost at the Parkland, Florida shooting, and many more people could have died if it weren't for the bravery and sacrifice of some individuals. Aaron Feist, a coach and security guard at the high school, died after throwing his body over students, protecting them from oncoming bullets. Feist's peers says he lived the way he died, putting others before himself.
An athletic director, campus monitor, who responded immediately when there were signs of trouble in the school. Unfortunately, those two heroes gave their lives for our kids.
Even some students showed courageous acts of bravery, such as a junior ROTC who blocked oncoming fire from the shooter with Kevlar sheets while ushering 60 to 70 people to safety.
The U.S. Senate failed again to pass 4 proposals on immigration, including protections to DACA. President Donald Trump threatened to veto the bipartisan proposal, but blamed Democrats for failing to protect Dreamers. Senator Susan Collins' leading bipartisan bill offered $25 billion for border security, such as Trump's border wall, and protections for Dreamers. Trump tweeted it would end immigration enforcement in America.
If you're planning to drive home for the weekend or stay in Pullman, Matt Money has the weather facts you need. We'll be right back. Yeah, I'm not too sure about traveling
back. When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it! I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The great outside.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny.
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Well, with all the snow coming down, we got a weather curveball this week on the Palouse, and many are wondering if it's going to stay this cold. Matt Money is here with the forecast. How's the weekend looking, Matt?
Well, it's looking like if you're going to make weekend plans, you're probably going to need to make them inside, although we'll get to that in just a moment. If you take a look at Pullman from today, it really wasn't actually all that bad. We did have morning snow showers, but those kind of turned to a little bit of rain by the afternoon. Of course, that makes the streets of the sludgy slush turn into kind of a river, but we deal with that. And by tomorrow, as you are getting up on your Saturday morning, I know that you're probably going to be making some weekend plans. It looks like tomorrow is probably going to be the day that you are going to want to probably do the driving. Sunday is going to be a little bit different, but tomorrow morning you can expect a few morning snow showers. That'll turn to rain by the afternoon, and we should see somewhere in the middle 40s tomorrow. Tomorrow evening is going to be pretty much just cloudy skies and not going to be too bad, but on Sunday, that's when we start to change a little bit. We'll get into that in just a moment. If you take a look at Western Washington from today, not really too many surprises. They had the same cloudy skies with a whole lot of rain. As you can see, Seattle was up to 48 today. They had cloudy skies. Olympia and Vancouver, being right on the water where they are, they got lots of rain showers all day long. Central Washington lucked out. Yakima, Wenatchee got sunshine today, almost into the 60s. So I bet we kind of wish we were there. But Pullman and Spokane, they were probably the colder of the state, as Pullman got lots of snow showers this morning, obviously, and Spokane with cloudy skies. They were just in the low 40s. But as we get into our 5-day forecast, Sunday is where tomorrow, actually, as we got the morning rain showers and then the morning snow showers mixed with rain in the afternoon, cloudy skies. But the 5-day forecast is looking a little bit colder, as by Sunday we are going to be dropping real low. You can see we're going to be down to a low about 12 degrees on Monday, down to -1. So watch out for that. You're going to need to stay warm. It does change up a little bit on Tuesday. That's when we kind of start to warm up, if you can call 20 degrees warm. Wednesday, Thursday, we warm up just a little bit more. So be prepared to stay warm out there, okay? That's what I have. And now back to Brooke at the desk.
Well, I don't know about you, Afik, but I would really appreciate some sun right now. Thanks, Matt. Stick around after the break. We're going to bring you a personal WSU sports update. Stay tuned.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
WSU's Google Corner is next. Alec joins us to let us know what they have coming up.
Thanks, Afik. Next, we have WSU men's basketball, updates from the Olympics, and a district title comes home to the Palouse. Stay tuned for our next episode of the new year.
I'm so excited to hear about the updates on the Olympics. I've really loved watching those men's figure skating. They are so graceful. It's amazing.
Uncanny.
Uncanny. Thank you for watching. Join us every weeknight at 7 and 10 p.m. for Pullman's only nightly newscast.
Have a great night. And don't forget to follow Murrow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter.
Have a great day, Pullman.
Go Cougs!
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. pot smoking. Only you can prevent wildfires.
For all the papas out there, let's stop what we're doing and take a moment. A moment to be with our kids. They can be loud moments, goofy moments, sporty moments, dorky moments, kooky moments. Moments where we talk or walk or just hang out. It doesn't really matter. They all count because every time dads take a moment to be with their kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's all take a moment to make a moment today.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is your weekly sports update on WSU's Cougar Corner.
Welcome to WSU Cougar Corner on Murrow News 8. I'm Alex Scully.
And I'm Casey Shaneline. Thanks for joining us. Big sports news last night here at WSU. The Cougars men's basketball team snapped their 7-game losing streak last night with a 4-point win over the Colorado Buffaloes.
Matt King went to the post-game press conference to hear what Coach Kent had to say.
Losing streak is finally over. The Cougars snapped their 7-game losing streak by knocking off the Colorado Buffaloes 73-69 in Beasley Coliseum on Thursday night. While some calls frustrated head coach Ernie Kent, the toughness of his team was a welcome sight.
We've not made a lot of tough plays. Well, tonight in this game, we made multiple tough plays per possession at times.
Colorado used free throws to control most of the second half and built an 8-point lead. A big block by Drick Bernstein shifted the momentum in the Cougs' favor. Robert Frankston forced a huge turnover that had the Cougs feeling good. Turnovers have hurt the Cougs recently, but the team changed that. The Cougs forced 15 total turnovers, including 8 steals, while only turning the ball over 7 times. This helped the team on what was a slow night offensively.
I thought our defense made the difference in the game. We were outstanding. On a night where we did not shoot the ball well, did not shoot free throws well, but our defense was really, really good.
The Cougs improved to 2-11 in Pac-12 play and 10-15 overall. They will host Utah this Saturday at 7 p.m. in Beasley Coliseum. In Pullman, I'm Matthew King, Murrow News 8.
In women's basketball, after last weekend's tough losses to the ranked Oregon schools, the team looks to bounce back in their road trip to the mountains. The Cougs are set to take on Utah tonight at 6 and then Colorado on Sunday at 11. They return home next weekend for their final regular season games before preparing for the Pac-12 tournament in Seattle.
The WSU men's golf team started their spring season at the John Burns Intercollegiate Competition in Hawaii. After round 1, the Cougs sit at 11th place, but they look to improve that standing as round 2 commences today. Sophomore Daniel Kolar leads the Cougs with a top 20 finish after shooting 1 under par in the first round, while senior Derek Bailey sits at 34th with his score of 73. WSU baseball begins its season today at the Husker Classic in Tempe, Arizona, with the Cougars playing Nebraska and UC Riverside. Doug Taylor went to Bailey Brayton Field earlier this week and caught up with the team's preparations.
The sounds of a college baseball spring. Pitching machines, aluminum pings, and the pop of balls hitting gloves. Even though both players and coaches felt the midwinter cold Tuesday afternoon at Bailey Brayton Field, WSU coach Marty Leaves believes the lack of snow gives them both an arm and a leg up on the 2018 season.
I put, 1 day outside to, 4 days inside. I mean, that's the importance of outfielders being able to see fly balls and track them through, BP, you can do all the drills you want, really.
Success for Cougar baseball in 2018 lies in the work that they've been able to do here at Bailey Brayton Field. And weren't able to do it last year because of all of the snow, but the field's been clear for almost all of 2018, giving them opportunity to practice the fundamentals and also to make sure they're throwing more strikes, an emphasis of Coach Marty Lees this season. Both WSU's coaches and players look forward to getting started on Friday, especially the Cougars' opening day starter.
Yeah, really excited. I've been working hard all fall, so excited for the opportunity to come out and kind of show what we've been doing.
One of WSU's outfielders looks forward to taking the experience gained last season and applying it to the 2018 campaign.
I think just be better than we were last year. Kind of went through a rough roller coaster, but I feel like this team, we can be more successful and have a better season.
WSU plays its first home game March 1st when they host the Sacramento State Hornets. Doug Taylor, Murrow News 8.
WSU athletes will need to eat their Wheaties because next week is full of championships. Swimming and diving head to Federal Way, where swimmers hope to finish their season with record times beginning Wednesday. Our track team also heads west for the indoor track and field championships, while our tennis team holds down the fort here at home to take on a tough Minnesota opponent.
When WSU Cougar Corner comes back, we give you an inside look at a high school coach who had a huge impact in the community of Pullman.
And Pullman brings the district title home. We'll be right back.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
A renowned football coach who coached at Pullman High School recently passed away. Daryl Bivens decided to do a little research on what kind of positive impact this man had on the high school and his community.
Pullman Greyhounds lost football coaching legend Ray Hobbs last Friday at the age of 88. Hobbs left a warm and welcoming legacy to the high school after teaching for 33 years, ranging back to the 50s.
I think part of the reverence for a guy like Coach Hobbs is he was a great personality. He kind of attracted people to him and was a great motivator of everyone around him, whether that be his colleagues or his kids. I've heard stories about he used to call everyone Honyak.
Hobbs coached his team into winning 3 undefeated seasons in a row. Some of Hobbs' former players describe him as quite the character, mellowing out in his older age.
One time we were playing a game, I think it was our last game of the season, our last home game of the season, and he wrapped himself in a bunch of different layers to the point where he couldn't even hardly move. He kind of looked like Ralphie off of the Christmas Story, and I just remember us seniors just kind of laughing about it and kind of gave him a hard time about it a little bit, and he took it in stride.
Now see on the billboard behind me at the very top, Hobbs was so renowned, they named the field after him. But what made him so inspiring? Some people say it's the connection he had with kids and the people he coached.
It was really nice to see somebody kind of hold us to that high expectation. He wasn't afraid to tell you if you were doing something wrong, but he was also there to encourage you as well. And really good balance of kind of both those things, and some of those things that I still take with me as a coach today.
Daryl Bivens III, Murrow News 8.
Staying with Pullman athletics, the Greyhounds boys basketball team won the 2A District 7 title Wednesday night, marking their 12th straight win. They beat the West Valley Eagles 58-47. Junior guard Jake Wells led Pullman with 24 points and 5 assists in the 11-point victory. The team overcame illness earlier in the week as coach Craig Brantner did not hold a full practice until a couple of days before the game. Next on WSU's Cougar Corner, updated scores on the Olympics.
And the USA hockey team hopes to get in the right direction after a loss to Slovenia on Wednesday.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
In news out of Pyeongchang, Team USA defeated Slovakia in men's ice hockey 2-1 in the preliminary rounds of the 2018 Olympic Winter Games. Forward Ryan Donato stood out for Team USA, scoring both goals. His first goal came moments after the 7-minute mark, but Slovakia answered right back with a goal of their own just under 25 seconds later. Early in the third, Donato scored the game-winning goal. Team USA will face Russia this Saturday. Russia lost to Slovakia in their opener, giving Team USA hope going into the match.
Figure skating stole the spotlight in South Korea last night with the men's single short program, where Japan's Yuzuru Hanyu finished first with a score of 111.68. Adam Rippon finished in 7th, the highest placing American in the field, while U.S. favorite Nathan Chen failed to live up to his lofty expectations with a 17th place finish. Chen fell multiple times during his performance, hurting what commentators called, quote, the best choreographed short program in the men's event. The skaters compete in the men's singles free skate tonight. The U.S. men's curling team split their matches today, defeating Denmark 9-5, but losing to Sweden 10-4, making their record 2-2. The loss drops the team into a 4-way tie for 3rd place, but only the top 4 teams advance. The men's curling team will face Japan next on Sunday.
When we get back, a WSU Coug finds a new home in the Windy City. We'll be right back. You have to feel bad.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash, 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
The Cougs suffered another blow to their coaching staff yesterday when strength and conditioning coach Jason Lascauza agreed to accept the same position with the NFL Chicago Bears. Lascauza spent the last 6 years as WSU's strength and conditioning coach. Before WSU, Lascauza was a strength coach at Boston College. This is the 5th assistant football coach departed this offseason.
You know, that's all we have for you in this edition of WSU's Cougar Corner on Murrow News 8.
Join us every Friday night, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're gonna have to. I wonder